close to the camera.
I'm live on IG, so please join me.
All right.
Okay, I'm also live on my Facebook, and yeah, okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening.
All right. You want to request to join?
Mm-hmm. Then I'm gonna accept you. Okay.
Hi, world. All right. So I don't know if I'm there yet. See me on IG?
No, not yet. Not yet.
All right.
Hi, everyone. Okay.
Requesting to join.
Okay, I accepted you again.
Okay. Send a request.
I already accepted you. I think there's just a bit of a delay.
Okay.
But I accepted you already. Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Just trying to figure out how to sync our IGs.
I'm good.
Hi, Trinkets of Joy.
Hello, yes, it's RJ behind me. It's hiding the kalat behind me.
Can you?
I'm just gonna invite you.
Yeah, please. Okay, you just accepted my request, and
I also invited
you. There we
you.
go. Okay. Hi.
I still can't see you on IG, but can you see me on IG?
I can see you. It says live video paused. Oh, we're coming. It's coming soon.
Maybe it's just a connection, but I'm just gonna say hi to everyone who's watching on live via Bixi, Facebook, and also I'm also there. Finally. Things are working. Okay. So again, good evening, everyone. This is another episode of. I should have counted it earlier, no? Kung pang ilang Bixi na live na to. This is probably our maybe almost 20th live. So I'm gonna update you next week in our next Bixi live. So this afternoon it's gonna be exciting because as you can see, there are 3 guests. But before I introduce here, I would just like to say hello again and good evening to everyone who's watching on LinkedIn as well as on my Facebook page. Ayan. So naka-live din ako. See, I'm getting the hang of this live. I'm going live on my personal Facebook too. So not because I notice sometimes some of my friends are, like shy to go on Bixi or ask questions, but they would message me. They would like send messages to me. So I think that's better, just reach out Facebook page where they are comfortable in, commenting or whatever. So tonight is gonna be very interesting because this is the second episode of Let's Talk Bixi. Ayan. So meron na naunang Let's Talk Bixi before. I can see that our guests are so excited. Yeah. So this is definitely. It seems like they're so pumped up to, to talk about Bixi, its new features, and everything else about financial literacy tonight. So before we go or deep dive into the essentials of tonight. So konting housekeeping rules lang. So you can ask any question. You can type in via Instagram, via Facebook, via LinkedIn. All the Bixi staff are questions. And before we go to the live event itself, I'm gonna show you something for giveaway this evening. Ayan. So giveaway muna tayo. Ang saya, di ba? Giveaway muna yung nauna. So on the screen is of course something which is very exclusive inside the Bixi app. So if kung ako sa inyo, if I were you, I would download now the Bixi app. So I'm gonna show you. It looks like this. Best to be a vlogger right now. Showing my Bixi app. So when you download the Bixi app, there's two downloads option. Right now, it's if you have Apple, you can scan the QR code. If you're using an Android phone, you can use the one on the right. So upon registration, so you download, letter D, R, register, you are in the world. But ang pinaka-exclusive dito, the most exclusive here, and the most, and it's also free. Anyone who is based in the Philippines can actually avail of this. Where's my camera? Free and exclusive insurance coverage. So health insurance, accident insurance, and unlimited telemedicine consultation. So when you have registered, after nyo mag-register, no, punta lang kayo dito, click this one, pindutin nyo lang yan. So when you click the banner, then you will be redirected to the application link. So, super dali lang siya, and as in wala kayong magiging problema. We will not ask for your bank details. We will not ask for any financial information coming from you. You will not pay a single centavo. If somebody is soliciting something from you using Bixi's name, that's not report them to us. So this is entirely free, exclusive, and there's no commitment. Like there's no like free trial or whatsoever. So yun. So please download the app right now. So still it's flashing in your screen, and even if hindi na naka-flash the screen mamaya, you can always download it. Just go to our Instagram page. It's called My Bixi. Facebook page, it's called Bixi, Bixie, and also our LinkedIn. Or you can just directly message me if you're shy to go to our corporate pages. So next up, while Rosalia, Sap, and Allison will be discussing later, we will be asking people, the audience, to ask questions. And sorry, I'm just gonna read it first. The best thing about this is if you ask any question via the Bixi app, you will get an exclusive Bixi merch. So, ano yung mga exclusive Bixi merch? So, you are looking at our guests right now. They're the models. So, they're the models. This is a dry fit shirt, by the way. So, if you're keen on, exercising, just regular day shirt, then you can use it. Also, I have here, this is not live selling. I also
free, not a single centavo.
I'm also we will also give this one if you have a question or a comment via the live events channel inside the Bixi app. So it's a Bixi mug, and also there's a QR code that says know your worth and grow your worth. And this is my favorite merch, actually, this one. It's called the pop socket. I cannot show you right now because I'm using my phone. I use it to hang my phone for this live event. So it's a pop socket for your phone. You can hold it via this one. So said hi. And last but not the least, this is actually nice. I'm using it around to go to groceries. It's an eco bag with a Bixi eye. So there, with another QR code, and know your worth, grow your worth. So obviously, I'm not an expert in this live selling thing. I'm barely showing. But syempre, kung meron kayong questions, ayan, we at Bixi will be looking at the community app right now. And if you go to to live events, ayan, Bixi events, there. It's actually the most popular channel in our app. In our app, says here there's 118 discussions and 200 members. So I think it's the most popular channel in our app. So Poe said, I want them all, please. So better ask a question in the app. So what else do we have for our intro? And before I forget, so our guests tonight will be speaking about Pixie, like the background of Bixi and all the features and about anything financial literacy. However, most, if not all, of what are the of sorry, not most, if not all of their conversations tonight will revolve around like their personal experiences, yung mga napagdaanan nila sa buhay, yung mga personal teachings nila. And this is not in any way offering any legal advice or financial advice. So if you are in need of financial advice, we suggest, of course, that we have licensed financial advisors. Sometimes they are our guests, so we suggest that you go to them. But for this event, this is a learning event. They will provide basic and, of course, non-basic information as well. So I think I can start introducing them. I'm taking so much time with my live selling. So I think, of course, everyone, if you're Afsuke, if you're a regular attendee of a Bixi live event, so thank you so much. And my name is Vil, by the way. For those who are very new here, welcome to Bixi. Chill lang kami dito. We're just, we're not very serious. Like, we smile a lot. So it's called learning at the same time having fun. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you our guests this evening. Ayan, evening because it's 6:41 in the Philippines right now. So first, we have our Bixi CEO there. Rosalia Gitao, please say hi there. And we also have our Bixi Head of Partnership, Allison Nam. And last but not the least, our Bixi CTO, Sap, there. So, everyone, I think everyone is super energetic for tonight. I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why, and what will they talk about tonight? So, I think we could start.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you want to say something, or do you want to start with some questions?
A little bit of an intro, and then we had obviously been publicizing, this is our quarterly AMA, Ask Me Anything. So Bixi is this platform where women can learn and start their investment journey, but we know that can be a really intimidating journey, and we want that to be a personal journey. So at least every quarter, you're going to meet directly with members of our team. In fact, every week you see members of our team at all of our events, but at least once a quarter, you're going to see members of our senior management team, where you can really ask us just about anything. And we are happy and open to share in our own financial journeys. And we do this because we want to break the myth, dispel the myth that money is a taboo, that money is a secret, that our financial problems that we've all had are dirty secrets. The first step in a sound financial journey is talking about our challenges and sharing the strategies that some of us have had to successfully overcome these challenges. So we hope that every quarter, you submit your questions. I know there's been some questions submitted ahead of time, so I'm really curious to hear what those are. We don't prep for them in advance, so it's always interesting to see what everybody wants to know about us. But we really appreciate, this is a growing and thriving community. As Vil was mentioning at the top of the call, we had just gone through our numbers. We only started to do these live events in November. And in January, our first event this January had 74 participants, and our most recent event had 1,700. So it's been, we're really seeing a rapid growth of women just like all of you who are not only interested, but actually taking those critical steps to start learning about money, start talking about money, and start doing something about their money. So we're really excited and feel very blessed to be part of your journey. So all of that being said, I just quick introductions. My name is Rosalia. I'm the CEO of Bixi. This is Saptarshi, CTO. What does that mean? What does that mean? He actually is the person that like sits in a dark room and like types a bunch of things that don't make sense, and somehow it becomes an application. I don't know. It's magic. And then of course there's Allison. And what does Allison do? Allison is the queen of networking. Seriously, if you have any problems, just send her a message. And she'll unlock the problem through her wit, charm, and extensive network of partnerships all around the world. So that's what Allison does. She makes it such that, Bixi is but an idea, but as we know, a dream alone is but a dream. A dream with other people is a reality. And as you all know, Bixi is available in your Apple Store and in your Google Play Store. So it's actually a reality. It's out there in the world. And we really appreciate you coming on this journey. So all of that being said, what's the first question that anybody wants to know? And please put your questions in the comments. I know that some of you are on Facebook, some of you are on IG. I want to know your questions. You can literally ask us anything, specifically about money, preferably. But you just ask anything. So first question up.
Okay. I'm just gonna unmute myself again. Okay. So the first question would be, why did you start Bixi?
Good question. Why did I start Bixi? I started Bixi because, I'm not kidding, I woke up one day and I was 33 years old and I'd had a long career, both as an attorney and I worked at the United Nations. And I quite literally had very little to show for it. So what that means is, how was I professionally earning a good salary, traveling all over the world, was educated, right? And then I kind of look at my bank accounts, I look at like what assets I own, and it was basically nothing. And I come to find out this is a pretty common journey. Now that we're talking openly about money, I dare you, and I ask you all, your next coffee that you have with your girlfriends at Starbucks, literally ask them, like, what are your assets and what are your debts? Challenge each other to ask these questions. And I think you're going to find that it's, everybody, all people you wouldn't even imagine, people who work in finance, right? Like it's this dirty secret, but it's a secret that impacts literally everybody. I think so many women and men, of course, but especially women, wake up mid-career and we realize we haven't done enough with our money. But the reason why this is a problem, especially during the pandemic, when so many women lost their jobs, we start to realize, like, oh my gosh, I don't have a safety net. And this safety net really is up to us to create. So I started, and I'm ashamed to say it, but part of my financial journey actually started with a man. My husband forced me to start talking about these issues, starting to come up with a plan, and I had to find myself out of these issues. And it was really only through strategizing, then talking to other people, especially her. By the way, she used to be my boss and she is the queen of money. If you have any money questions, ask her. But really being open about this and asking for advice, was I able to not only get myself out of an enormous amount of debt, but start to really build towards a future for myself and for my family. So I thought that, the journey that I took was long, painful, arduous, and kind of all over the place. And I thought, wow, this could actually be something that could be simplified and literally put in your pocket. And that's what we're trying to do at Bixi. Make your investment journey and your financial journey a lot smoother and a lot easier. You're on mute.
Sorry.
I actually want to put that question to Sab because I'm curious. Where are you at Bixi?
No, that's
okay.
I think while you were talking about it, I remembered this is about a year and a half ago that we were talking about Bixi, and I was like, Bixi, that sounds really interesting. I was obviously interested in the platform and helping build the platform, but what it has been my journey to really discover that I don't save and I have no assets. And working with these powerful women gave me kind of, oh my God, actually, I don't know much about money because, my parents did not sit down and have a chat with me like how to save or how to invest better or how to like be more intelligent about money. And through this journey, it's really been an amazing kind of insight to really discover about how I think about money, how my family thinks about money.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, like, it's not only just women, but men. Like, I have led my life like traveling and spending and never worrying about like, oh, how do I save? How do I long-term invest? And then I'm not ashamed to say coming close to 40, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't have enough safety net. And like, I'm going to reach 40, and what are my assets? What are my investments? And only probably about 6 months or half a year ago that I started to sit down and actually look at all my expenses, all my credit card bills. And it's scary, it's confronting. And I have to kind of really thank these two powerful women to bring me into that journey. So in my journey and building up this platform is really looking at how to make this simple, useful for like people like me and people like many others I'm not the lone person, which I discovered. I thought everybody has more knowledge about financial literacy and money, but like how to make it very simple for people to get there. And that's been my journey.
Yeah. That's and I can vouch that that's honest.
Yeah, very honest answer. Like before, I would be so scared to talk about money. Like even with my friends, forget about family, just close friends. Like we would never talk about money or anything. It's as you said, it's such a taboo in the society. And now it's like, actually, I want to find out more how other people invest. And it's not about like comparing, but really getting to know like what are the better ways and to build up that community.
I think what Sap is saying is really important because what Vil has just mentioned, like so many people are so shy. So many of our community are Filipinas and so shy and timid to talk about money. This is a guy who works in finance and wasn't having these conversations. So just know you're not alone. Like you're not alone. You're not behind the curve. Nobody is talking about it actually, and it's really the pandemic, I think, was what pushed people to really start to talk about it a bit more. So use this occasion. You're clearly not alone. You're surrounded by extremely experienced, knowledgeable people. So start having these conversations. What about you, Allison? Why did you join?
I think I have very similar epiphany like these two guys, these two wonderful people. So I was working with a large bank. I know where my money is going, but I'm very stressed out because I have very limited savings. Living in Hong Kong that time, everything is so expensive and you have kids. So that really hits me hard, although I know where the money is coming in. So that really drives me to really ask very tough questions and really cut back on lifestyle. So I think a lot of us have this challenge of compromising on lifestyle. You want to go for high tea with your girlfriends, you want to go shopping anytime.
Lazada.
It's a very tough decision, but something that when you look at the numbers and numbers don't lie, you just have to find that recognition that you have to do something. And that's kind of where my journey lies. And I really cut back on everything. And I became very aware of, where can I make good returns. And I remember my first major investment was into property. And that in Hong Kong especially is a pretty good investment. And that's also a commitment, right? Because you recognize the problem, you start to cut back, and you have started to have some savings, and you start to do something about it. So it could be as small as buying insurance, endowment. But for me, I took on the journey of buying a small property. So that's kind of my journey, and why I joined Bixi is because I recognize a lot of people are like me. You have kids, and you have a husband who doesn't really earn a lot, but just recognizing and then doing something about it is really important, especially when you're feeling so alone. I think that's the power of this community. So, and which is why I joined, to be part of a community.
You see,
I think one thing to add is what I got really present to what you two were saying is the first thing is about the courage to really speak up.
Yes.
Like even like I can share my experience. I was not like it was kind of a shame to not talk about money or to say that hey, I actually need help. Like I think the first thing for me would discover is like actually it's not too bad. I'm not the only one. I can ask for help. And having to ask for help and being aware of that, I think is the first step to kind of get anything started.
Yeah. I love that. I love that you just courage. That's kind of the
Courage.
the courage to look at what might be your situation.
Yeah.
Like my head was so stuck in the set of like, I'm gonna ignore it. Like the courage to look at your situation and then the courage to look for support and then the courage to do something about it. So it's a courageous journey.
That's actually nice. The courage part, it's actually, sometimes denying something is the best is the best route. We think that's the best route, but to be honest, it's not. Sometimes you just have to face things like head on. And when you see when I'm not an expert obviously on this. I'm still just starting as well. But yeah, courage is very important because you have the courage to like look at your bank account, look at your look at my Shopee. So yeah, I think I shared this before, but like Allison said, when you realize that you're spending a lot on things that you don't actually need tomorrow, then I actually made a commitment. I'm not getting anything starting this year. So I made it in January, and to be fair, to be fair, yeah, the only thing that I got when I arrived from the Philippines is my facial wash. So
that's important.
Yeah, it's very important. So, okay, so let's move to the next question. So, what can I actually? Yeah, we have new viewers here, of course. So, it's a usual question. For the first time, they heard about, oh, what's Bixi? You're doing Bixi and all. What can I actually get from Bixi? Yeah.
Well, you know what? I want our product person to tell us what have you built? And how have you built it? And what are people going to get out of it?
Yeah, that's a really good kind of starting point. So when we kind of looked at building the platform, obviously it's the platform, but to be honest, it's not about the platform. So it's really about how to make it simple for anyone to know about what they want to learn about financial knowledge, some tools that they can use so that they can, you mentioned about expense tracking or setting up a financial goal to know where your money is going. And really the third part is really having that support network. So we talked about courage, like, sometimes like people don't want to shout out and don't want to kind of be out loud and ask people. So the community aspect was really important for us. So how do we make it like Twitter, like Reddit, where of course in a developer community is, like people are always texting and it's becoming more of a texting generation. So how do we bring that culture so that people can talk freely? So from a product perspective.
Wait, before you proceed, can you move on a bit because some said your audio is a bit low.
Yeah. Moving up.
Yeah. Okay.
So as we started our journey, we really looked at our user experience. So like talking about finances might be really intimidating. So we really focus on our user journey, the color, the warmth. I mean, Bixi for us is the financial home for women. So when you come into your home, you want to feel like it's a home, and it's not intimidating. It's not like scary. We want to make the color, the experience really warm and really fulfilling for women, so that you can get what you want. So Will, to your question, what can people expect? We want to create that home feeling for women so that they feel at ease when they talk about finances. So moving on about a little bit on what you can get on the features, we also want to focus on making finance fun.
Yeah.
So we had looked at how do we make, rather than reading articles or videos fun. So we came up with the concept of Smart Money Women. We are partnered with one of our co-sponsors from Nigeria who has a Netflix show called Smart Money Women, and we have gamified it, and you call the Smart Money game. And it's talking about budgeting, it's talking about investment, it's talking about what was the third topic?
Savings.
Savings.
See, he needs to save.
See, the saving is the one I forget because I never save. So investment, budgeting, and saving. So we try to create a gamified journey where people can, go through this journey of budget, about investment, about saving. They can get points, they can learn about it, they can answer some quizzes, and also they can share what they have learned with their friends in the community.
Yeah.
So we are in future looking at learn to earn.
Yeah.
So as probably a lot of our viewers would know about crypto and play to earn, we are trying to take that model and also make it fun in terms of learning. So you will be paid, you will be gaining something while you're learning. So our first scenario was to look at the smart money game and really initiate that journey about investment, about learning, about gaining points. I think the other thing we have built out is what we call the Pixie Score. And in finance world, we want to know by when we should retire, how much should we save to retire. So again, we have tried to gamify it so that you can put in your current income, put in, if you know, your expenses, and you can play out what's the age that you want to retire. And we use algorithm to actually kind of predict what's your saving plan should look like. And we call it the Bixi Number. And it's all through the click of your mobile phone in the Bixi app that you can get that. We have also a model for your savings and your goals. So, and especially I love this part because I always had many other goals of traveling, about buying my house, buying my car, but I never had a financial goal. So when we were building Bixi, we all have these goals. Like I have a goal for buying a video game, but then, I don't even think about how much I'm spending. So now through the Bixi app, we can actually create these goals and actually have a savings plan for it so that I can track how much I'm spending, or every month how much I'm going to save so that I can achieve my goal. So it can be a short-term goal, it can be a long-term goal, or it can be a mid-term goal. It could be about vacations, it could be about buying a property, and you can then track you towards your savings goal. And in the future, we want to kind of enable really a community focus, so you can actually share your goals with others, and you can actually create a buddy system, so that with your family member or with your close friends. So for example, you're going on a holiday trip, and I want to save, say, 1,000 pesos, and your friend wants to save another 2,000 pesos. So you can put it into a pool, and you can even invest. So that's our future goal. But our first step is to really get you enabled for savings and having that mindset about having a goal and achieving it. And we are also creating a reward system so that once you hit your goal and you can, actually save that financial goal, you will get points.
I think so the get, because I know so many of us are busy. I'm a new mom. She's a mom of 10 people. We're busy. So what do we get? We're busy and we're there's so many apps. What do we get? Okay, a couple of things. I would say concretely, you're going to get 3 things. Number one, we live in a changing world, as I think a lot of people know. We live in a changing world, and we live in a world with way too much information. We have curated a simple library. You want to know about crypto? Do you want to know about insurance? You want to know about ETFs, mutual funds? Come here, read an article, gain a point. Okay, and those points qualify for rewards. That's what you're going to get. Second thing that you're going to get, Sap was just mentioning, this Bixi number, ladies, this is the number that changed my life. And I know for a fact it changed Bill's life. That was literally the number that got her to stop shopping on Shopee. This number is not only, I wouldn't even think of it as the number I need to retire. It's the number where I don't need to work anymore. If I want to be a poet, if I want to be a K-pop star, if I want to stay home and stare at my baby all day long, I have to reach this number. Please, like, if there's nothing else you take away from tonight, go inside of the app and calculate your number. It's a critical goal in your life. Don't just blindly walk through your job for the rest of your life. It's not going to get you there. You need to have your number. And I swear, I literally have my number posted on a wall in front of my desk at home. And it just sits there, and I have to, and that's actually why we automated the process, because obviously a post-it isn't really a plan. But I really, really implore every woman, every person, you need to know your number. I'm shocked they don't make us do this in university. They should. So that's the second thing you'll get, your number where you never have to listen to anybody ever again. The third thing you're going to get right now is we do have a couple of financial products available on our application. So as Bill just mentioned at the top of this hour, we're giving away insurance. One of our insurance partners is giving it away. So this is also, you'll also find it on our Bixi app, and you're going to find other forms of insurance. Why would you even come to our app for financial products? We only partner with licensed financial providers that create products for women. So we're not just like throwing a bunch of random things. We're giving you products that you actually need, that you actually prioritize, that you actually prefer. How do we know what you prefer? Beyond just being women ourselves, SAP only creates with focus groups of Filipino ladies. We test everything out, so we know what you prioritize, we know where your preferences are, and we partner with financial products therein. So that's 3 things that you can get right now today. You can get some knowledge, so you actually know what you're talking about. You can get your number, so you can have like a life goal to start strategizing. And you can buy some product. You can buy, or in our case, we're giving away for free. You can access some financial products. And that's basically what we offer in general: knowledge, network, tools to get you kickstarting your financial journey.
Sorry, I'm mute again. I'm just gonna post it here so we could flash it. So we have knowledge, number 1, of course, the learnings. And number 2, you can get your number. And number 3, the offerings, the product offerings that you can see exclusively inside the Bixi app. So I'm gonna flash it on the screen right now. I'm loving this StreamYard. I'm learning a lot from it.
Seriously, remember, do it today. Do it right now.
All right.
The number, it was so amazing. I was so confronted when I did my number first time. So don't be scared about you have a really large number and you are not want to retire by the age you want. But after doing it 2-3 times, I was like, actually, it's not too bad. I was staying in the moon if I say I would be retiring by 40. So it really helped me to be grounded in reality as well, and actually forced me to look at my numbers.
I was actually there when Bill did her number. We were sitting at a table. I remember when you did your number, and quite literally, she looks at the number. She's like, "I think I need a second job."
That's true.
You can't ignore the numbers, as Allison said.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, this is the reality. This is the reality of it. So yeah, courage, my friends, courage. Okay. All right. So Sap was mentioning earlier about the Smart Money Women game and get your number, but I believe that later on, after we address all the questions, we will show something, right? We will be elaborating on those more. So I will now move to my third question. So what can I make investments on Bixi? I actually encountered this question a lot. Can I invest on Bixi? Can I make investments on Bixi?
Our investment guru.
The investment modules is going to come very soon. We're working with a few partners to launch that. So I think the investment is at the tail of, once you know your number, you know when you want to retire, how much you need to retire, then there comes, so how can I grow my money, right? Yeah. So that's the kind of journey that Bixi is developing. So we are working with partners to plug in exciting new products that's very suited for women. Women has a very unique behavior. We are risk averse when it comes to savings, but at the same time, we want to have stable returns. So we'll be working with a number of partners. Stay tuned; it's coming very soon. that Bixi is going to allow you to do your investments at a relatively, moderate risk and moderate to low risk kind of asset class.
I think what's really interesting that you just said, like the journeys. So one of our last speakers is one of a very popular event that we did a couple of weeks ago, and it was with a financial advisor from DBS Bank, which is a large bank in Southeast Asia. And she put it plainly. She's like, "Do you want to retire in luxury, somewhere in the middle, or in poverty?" And that kind of, and that's part of your number, your Bixi number. Like you decide, but once you decide what that number is, you've got to come up with a plan.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the plan might entail earning more money, so getting another side hustle, etc. But here's the reality: money makes more money than labor right now. So your investments make more money than your job in general right now. That's just the way things are, because y'all have seen inflation is crazy. Like wages have been depressed for 20 years. So you really have to make your money work while you're also at work working. And that's part of the financial products that Allison is looking for. She's looking for financial products that make more money than inflation, and that make, at least the same, if not more money than your job.
Yeah.
And that's really important to kind of reach your number, because look, we're all trying to retire fabulously, right? I mean, I'm not trying to end the rest of my labor, suffering. So yeah, we want that for everybody in our community as well.
And I think we are building this as an experience to make it really simple and easily accessible for people. So even my grandmother can go and put in some money and invest and grow her money. Because I think one of the critical points in the society is it's always about, like, you have to be a trader, you have to know about what products to invest in, you have to have someone to tell you. I think our core part of our building this platform is how to make it really simple, really easy, without knowing a lot about what these products are. Let us do the aggregation and the hard job for you guys, so that you can get it to that will help you to grow your wealth or grow your money.
And I would just like to add about what Sap said as a closing note. Like, you need someone sometimes to talk to you, to tell you this and that. And that's the very important part of Bixi, actually, because there's a community in there. Because to be fair, to be honest, personally, I would actually talk to people or consult people who I trust and know that have the same vision. Like, for instance, I know some people who are good in insurance, or people who are good in investment, and they are the people I usually ask. So in the Bixi community, most, if not all, of the ladies there, or the members or the gentlemen who are actually inside the Bixi community, they also want to learn. It's getting out of debt, insurance, etc. So it's actually nice and in a like-minded group of people while we learn together and we journey together towards a common goal. So there's one question here. This is my friend. This is my friend. She's my age. She's my age. So she's 25 years old. Kidding. She's my friend. So she said, can you please ask, is it too late to start if you were my age?
Oh, no. It's never too late. It's worse if you don't even start. So first thing, you need to have the courage to say, hey, I'm 35, I'm 45, I'm broke.
25.
Oh, 25. Right. So first thing, you have the courage to tell yourself, I'm broke. I need to do something about being in this situation, right? So it's never too late. First thing, you have to recognize. Only when you recognize, then people can help. Only then you go out to find help, and then we can help you, right? It's about recognition. If not, no one can help you. You're going to be in your situation. You're going to feel miserable. And when you really wait until you're 60 years old, that's when a bit tough. Yeah, so never too late, and it's the best time to start.
It's now.
I think many of us started at 30 plus when we realized we don't have savings. Most of the time, like many of us, in our 20s, we're more busy going out and getting drunk and partying. Who would be thinking about savings, right? And and this is the best time. Your 30s is the best time because you're more confident. You know about you have friends who can actually give you advice. You know a bit more about life, and when you make a decision, you do think through before jumping in. So this is the best time.
Yeah, and to add to Allison's point, like I'm starting now. I'm in my late 30s, and I think the biggest courage point or the break point for me was like not think about the future, because all the time I thought about like, oh, I'm getting older, like what will happen? I need to work harder and work harder. But you know what? Working hard doesn't mean that you're going to earn a lot more and become a millionaire. So you need to really have that conversation and not worry about the future, or like look in this moment like, okay, I need to do something about this. And as Allison said, like reach out or ask for help. I think the biggest fear, we are also very ashamed of asking for help, especially relating to money. Like I can definitely say it was my fallacy that I never asked for help, and I was like, I'm going to figure it out. But yeah, until I asked, I didn't know.
So whoever that was, you can absolutely please count on us. We will be your buddies.
Yeah.
Put it in the Bixi app. Our community organizers are in there all of the time. They will direct message us, and we can help you, figure out what your next step is. But it is today. Today, you need to know your number, like seriously, and you need to. What I would suggest is go into download the Bixi app, calculate your number like right now. Then you're going to freak out for about 2 seconds, and then you're going to recalculate it, and then go and get all of your receipts. You need to do a hard look to what you're spending.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's scary. I'm not gonna lie, it's scary. Get a cup of tea. Hopefully in your Bixi mug that we'll send you. Get a cup of tea, like drink it. But today is the day.
Perfect. Today is the day.
That should be
Today's
the day.
Today's the day. I remember that day. I'm telling you, when I saw my number, I'm like, oh my God. How do I do this thing? But it was how do you call it? It was sort of an awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an awakening, and I'm actually very conscious of what I spend, because I pay a lot for myself, like like I pay for my living expenses, car, parking, house, this and that. So I have like a bunch of expenses, and it's really like when I saw my number, it was impossible for me to unless I stop paying for everything, which is but it's actually very courageous to know that, and from there you can plan maybe like what's your next step. So
And I will add, like, one of the things I discovered, that I was paying these membership services, subscription services, like $10, $5, and it was like literally in a month it was more than $200. So I had to take an action to go and cancel all these subscriptions, which I had once upon a time registered, and I forgot about it. I didn't even know it was just going through my account. And by just looking at it and canceling it, I have $200 more in my account now every month.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's actually nice. I think I have to go through mine, although I've canceled a lot at the beginning of this year because of my commitment. So I haven't let go of Netflix. I need that for my sanity. So yeah. Okay, wait. Let me see if we still have some questions. So far we don't have any questions anymore, so I think we proceed with I think we should proceed with what Sap mentioned earlier. We have the Smart Money Women game, the what's this, know your number. So what do you want to do first, Sap? Smart Money Women.
Yeah, let's walk through that. Because
Okay,
first you have to know your number, then you go to the game for strategy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Know your number.
Just to give everybody a little bit of insight. Okay, know your number is a very rough calculation of how much you would need to never have to work a day again in your life. You choose the age in which you never want to work again. So like it could be 50, it could be 40, it could be 60. You choose your age. You put in how much do I spend? You put in how much do you earn? And by the way, we will not share any of this information. And even if you look in the app, there's a way to make it a secret. So it just is for you to know. And then you how much you need to save every month in order to never have to work again by your desired retirement age and to still have the same lifestyle of your current expenses. It's a very rough tabulation, but you'll start to get an idea of how close you are or how far you are from being able to do whatever you want to do. So, for example, when I sat with Bill and she did her number, her desire was, look, I want to travel around the world. I want to do this for a couple of years. A lot of us want to take a career break. But the question is, can we afford to do that?
Yeah.
And so this will really help you start to understand how much you need to get to that place. Then once you have that number, now you need to come up with a strategy to get to that place. So your Bixi number is an empowering tool. You fill out, it's 2 minutes, not even, it's about 4 fields of information.
Yeah, you can fill your, like, how much you're earning today, your monthly income or your annual income, how much roughly you think you're spending, your current age, and the age you want to retire.
Yeah.
And the beauty of this is, again, like you might get a number, a positive or a very high number that will give you like, oh my God, like it will freak you out. But then you would realize, like, actually now I know what that parameters are. You can play around with it and you can recalculate it.
Yeah.
So in that way, you can even go back and check what was the last 5 times you calculated. Because, 2 years time or even a 6 months time, you start saving more and your number might change or your goal might change. So as a result, you can keep a history and actually go through how you calculated and actually see the progression. So the more closer to zero it is, you're financially doing really well. The higher it is, again, don't be scared that you're not doing well, but it gives you a reality check and gives you a kind of plan to action. Like what can you do? And what we have also done through this is linking it to a goal. So then, as if you mentioned about, I want to go traveling the world. So once you get your number, you know how much you want to save. Then create a goal, create a financial goal that you can track, whether it's a monthly savings or a weekly savings, and you can kind of connect the two together and actually have an idea how much you want to save to be able to travel the world.
Yeah. It's there's dreams and then there's your plan of action. And what we're trying to do is make your dreams a reality.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, you have to have a plan of attack. They're not just going to happen. So that's the know your number module. And once you know your number, okay, you're like, all right, I know I need to, I need to do something. I need to save. I need to invest. I need a budget. I might need to get more income. And that's where Smart Money Women game comes on. So Bill, if you want to show the Smart Money game. So it's a series of 2-minute modules. So you just take a few questions, literally swipe your fingers or swipe left and right, like Tinder. You're sitting in traffic, take a savings module. The cool thing is you're going to get points for this. In fact, across the whole platform in our next release, which is at the end of next week, you're going to start getting points for all of your interactions on the Bixi platform. So setting a goal, finding out what your number is, taking a grade. Why is this interesting? Because, wait for it. We're going to drop our own Bixi token. I know a lot of you are crypto curious. Anything that has to do with crypto tokens are always our most popular event. So we've heard, we're listening, and we're taking action. We're going to launch our own token. we're going to, as Sap had mentioned earlier, have a learn to earn. So the more you learn, the more you take quizzes, the more you read articles, the more you learn more about your money, we're going to be rewarding you with tokens. So that is a feature. We have that right now for the Smart Money Women game that you see in front of you, but we're going to have that across the platform. And that is going live this summer. So stay tuned because that's kind of a big new release. You're going to start earning from your learning journey. So you have an added incentive. So not only is it like be courageous, but be smart. Start to, you're earning something by learning. So it's a win-win solution for everybody.
So, and also with the Smart Money Women, you might have seen in the beginning, like having these characters, Laura, or I forgot the names of the characters, but it was really inspired from this Netflix show, Smart Money Women, which is an African-based show. And we partnered with the writer of the show and the book Smart Money Women to really translate that into the game. And you will have your own financial character. And that is also through a quiz that you can discover who you are. And it's really kind of getting related to, are you like spending a lot, or are you very conservative, or are you like very good planner in investment? So we will then suggest more advanced modules later so that you can advance your knowledge for literacy, right? And
Sap, which one were you?
I think I was Lara. Yeah,
I was gonna say you were like,
I was Lara.
I was oh gosh, I forgot what the one that was a lawyer, because I'm also a lawyer. Very conservative. What were you? I think you're a Zuri.
Yeah.
Zuri,
Yeah. Secret spendthrift. Likes Korean face products. Yeah. So those are the games. These are some of the tools that we have. Heavily encourage you guys to do your number, like for real, and learn more on our platform. Play some games. Because you're going to earn tokens and start your own, crypto journey, which is so important. The entire financial industry is moving in this direction. Women are entirely left behind. So we have to start this learning journey. And part of that is going to be accessing the Bixi token.
And we are looking at, with the tokens, like doing more advanced modules. So these are the first 3 modules of learning that we have developed. And in the future releases, we are working to look at other gamified modules on budgeting, on investment, on savings, so that, really to kind of give that opportunity, as Talia mentioned before, curated modules, so that, it's not just random picking, because there's so much of information out there. And also, how do we gamify that and make it simple for every one of our viewers?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. All right. So I have to stop my screen. Okay. Thank you so much, Sap and Rosalia and Allison, for elaborating on the Smart Money Women game and the Bixi number, and knowing your Bixi number. And these two are 2 very important tools that you can actually learn inside the Bixi app. Actually, every morning, what I do is to open the Bixi app, right? And those are the first things that I see: the insurance, Smart Money Women game, and my Bixi number. So if I see my I have to go to work because I have to beat that number. So it's actually scary. It's scary at first, of course. Until now, I'm not like really like the bravest out there. Like, I don't tell myself every day, I'm gonna get this today. No, I'm still scared, but it's the right amount of being scared to push, like to just push, more forward. So yeah, it's I also encourage here who's watching via IG and Facebook right now, and also on LinkedIn too. Yeah, number 1, get your number, very important, and try to play the Smart Money Women game. It's not very difficult, especially now that everyone has a mobile phone. Everyone is trying out some games out there. It's not actually very intimidating. It's actually like checking on what you're keen on, spend your money, how you pay your debts, etc. So yeah, and also when you scared, but just the right amount of being scared to, to do things. Like Allison said, today is the day. Today is the day.
That will be my tagline. Today's the day.
Yeah, I think we're changing from know your worth, grow your worth to today's the day.
Today's the day.
Yeah. So we only have 1 minute left. Any last words from?
I want to add is it's a platform for everyone. So it is for our users, our viewers, and for women. And we are building this, kind of keeping it for the community. So we would love to get ideas from other people. And it's a feedback, right? Like we are not, just because we think it's right doesn't mean our customers and our viewers think it's right. So we would encourage everyone to contribute and build this community together.
Yeah.
Like it's not just Rosalia's idea, Allison's idea, or my idea, or Will's idea. It's our idea.
Yeah.
So really encourage that community building, to bring in ideas. What else do you want to see in Bixi?
Yeah.
Right? Like I think, like as Rosalia mentioned or introduced me as, I'm the guy who sits in the dark room and codes and makes it happen. So it's like, bring your ideas and we will make it into reality.
Yeah, give them ideas to have something to do in the dark room. I'm just gonna borrow what Allison said. Today's the day. That's all I have to say. That's my walk away from today's session. Today is the day.
Yeah, and also if you have anything that you want to look at for investment, if you think that you're curious about pig farming, it could be an interesting investment product that we should introduce to our community, please let us know.
Yeah.
And then we'll look at how we can actually incorporate it into our platform so that other women can actually benefit from that. So yes, please be interactive and let us know what you think we should incorporate. Mm-hmm. And we'll be looking forward to hearing from you.
You know what? And in that vein, first 5 people who go into community live events right now who give us ideas for our app or ideas for investment, top 5 people all get Bixi merch. So there you go. You can start today. So look forward to hearing all of your ideas. It is an absolute pleasure and an honor. Thank you so much for spending your Thursday nights with us. You can catch us every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Manila. Tune in, learn more. Our event next week is actually backed by popular demand. She's an amazing licensed financial advisor. So please join for that. The last one gave me chills. She literally gave me investment advice that changed my life. So super excited to have her back by popular demand. But every week for the next handful of months, you'll see Team Bixi here sharing our knowledge to help you know your worth and to grow your worth. So thank you so much for spending your time with us, and see you soon.
Bye.
Okay, thank you so much, Sap, Rosalia, and Allison for those actually wonderful impartations, I should say. And like Allison mentioned earlier, pig farming, that's actually what my grandmother was doing when we were younger. And, it taught us a lot. It taught us about, like business, cleaning, and all those stuff. So it's still, and I think up to this day, it's still quite a good, a good start. Not even, it's actually a good thing to invest on. You just always tells us. So to close again, we are still and it's exclusive via the Bixi app. It's the insurance is not a Bixi insurance. It's actually provided by one of our partners. So when you go to the hot deals, it actually looks like this. You just have to click on the banner. So when you click on the banner, automatically there's an apply button that you just have to click it, and you only have. Sorry, let me check. You only have 12 days actually to avail of that, because at the end of this month, it's already the promo is already off, and it will be for a fee already via our partners. So now it's still free. Look at that. This is mine. I actually applied for it. It says applied already. So I hope you will also download it. Yeah, so thank you again to our viewers, to the audience, who the regulars, the Bixi regulars, and of course the Bixi new audience who came in tonight. So thank you to our guests, Sap, Rosalia, and Allison. See you next week. See you all
See you
next
there.
week. We will be having more interesting conversations again, and in the coming weeks as well. And if you have any questions, just send us a message on Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course inside the community app. So it will also elicit discussions among the members of the community. So again, thank you so much. My name is Phil, and I'm your usual host for Bixi events. I'll see you. Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.